Okay, so hello. It's just me optimizing this. Just the first thing I noticed was this is still using the 4 materials, so we want to fix that. And this is pretty cool. It's not cool, it's easy though. Just stick these over here. Well, before I go and do that, because that'll mess up the existing texture, I need the old texture in order to put that onto the map. So we're going to go here and let's just look. Left diffuse, right diffuse. So they're two separate textures. Each one is 1024 by 1024, which, yeah, great for if you're getting up close to this model and you want to see the detail of the eyes, but not great if you've got a team of these guys and each one has this on each of his eyes, you know, and then per character that adds up. And I mean, that's excessive as well, because you're never even going to see this. This normal map is like a complete waste, but I'm not going to remove it because you can unhook that in Unity and you'll save the performance, but I'm going to leave it because then you have the option and you can unhook it in Unity and see yourself whether you think it makes a difference, and it might do if you are getting that close to the character, but I would say you don't need this. And you know, if you look after the pennies, the pounds take care of themselves. So this is like a minor performance. If you were to unhook this, I mean, in Unity, it would be a minor performance improvement, but per character that's going to quickly add up, so to become not so minor performance degradation if you leave it hooked up. So, but then again, like I'm saying, if you need to get up close to the character, it's useful, or it provides more detail. Tangents are must resist. Right, we only need one of these textures, so you unpack the file and it sticks it in a folder which ungrays this, and then when I shift click this, it automatically opens it in Krita. Bam, which is great. And then because I can't be bothered to turn on the snap to thingy, I just go up here and I go select all. That grabs this. Then I want to put it onto the shared texture for this Ricky Gervais looking guy. So we go back to shading, and this has got messed up because I want in shading, I want this one's very 3D window. Yeah, that's better. So we've got some skin selected, and we go here, and this is already unpacked, I believe, pardon me. I guess it's not packed. Have I done anything to this? I have not done anything to this yet. Right, I can safely unpack this to the thingy and shift click it. Nice. Because I've already done some stuff to the hair one. I'm wary about overwriting the one in the folder with some re-exploit old copy. So anyway, we want to take this now, copy, and then, oh my god, have I done, what am I doing here? What? Okay, this is not, okay, I feel justified. F1 hair diffuse, this is like labelled wrong, to be honest. What I'm going to do is, yeah, see F1 skin colour, that's what they should be. So I'm just going to change this to F1 skin colour, and here we are going to open this. and that's updated that. So those, yeah, that I can OCD. I have to have things labelled, like, because yeah, I'm pedantic like that. Right, let's move on. So I've closed that, now I'll reopen it using this, shift click. It opens, it's got the right name, and Control V to paste. And then I just scale this down to about that big, fit it in there. And it must not touch anything that's been actually painted or baked. Like this pink area here is unused border area, but you want to leave a tiny gap, because I mean, like, you can actually, if you look here, you can see the baking has gone all the way up to this point here, and then it's done it's extended it by about 4 pixels in order to provide some buffer area. So I was saying you need to provide a gap. You don't actually, the computer has done it for you, but you can't go onto that, because if you go onto that, then eyeball texture will start appearing on the edges of skin, especially, as I was saying too before in the other video, when you zoom further away, right, the textures are MIP mapped, they're blurred, so the texture overlap becomes much more of an issue the further you are from the character. But this is again a tangent, so sorry about that. But I mean, I don't know whether like this is stuff that you know that I'm boring you with, or whether this could be new and potentially useful information, and it might be some issue that you're running into where you've got the textures on something anyway. Right, so I've Control V pasted this here, and then I've scaled it down, and now I just hit enter to confirm it, and it drops it, and it's on its own layer, but this will get crushed into one layer when I save it, which I did Control S, yep. Obviously we don't need the alpha channel, but we'll save it anyway. I don't think, no, we don't need one on this one. And then this file is completely useless, so, well, not yet, because now we go back here, switch back over to UVs. Right, and then in Blender, now you can see like this hasn't appeared even though we've saved it. So we go reload, image reload in this window, or in any image window that's showing this skin color image, and ta-da, it has shown our eyeball. We just need to scale down the UVs and line them up over the top, and I use Shift Alt Z with my mouse in the 3D window. That turns off the overlay, so I can see, right, okay, this isn't updating though because I haven't told it I want to use the combined skin texture, which I need to do now. So I've tabbed back into object mode. Now just remove all of these unused materials, and then change this one to F1 skin. Let's check. Click the head. It's called F1 skin color. F1. That one. Yeah, I sort of almost lined up there, but no. And this I just do by eye because it's like you can see. You just want to make sure that these 4 points really hit the extents. And I mean the back of his eyeball, I'm sure, looks like it's got a pupil on it, but nobody's ever going to see that. And I mean that's another tiny optimization you could make. You could delete the backs of the eyeballs and stuff, I'm sure. That might show up some weird thingy in Unity though, but probably not. Okay, so that's the eyes fixed, and they're on the same map as the skin. So that's another 4 gone. Alright, and I mean this doesn't need to be gone into, but the team color thing here, team color material, when I select that, I've gone in here and I've gone UR and then reset this. Reset is going to take every single one of these, when they're squares they'll fill up the whole thing, and it's basically, yeah, it's just resetting them to one polygon, fills up the whole UV thing. Because they haven't got UVs, they're reset to nothing. So it's like, I believe it's called faceted shading, if the shading was like that, but anyway, like faceted UV tiling, I guess is what you call it. But like, yeah, each polygon is its own facet, and like a diamond. Yeah, you can have that, or you can have it reset. I could just leave it like this because because this is not connected up to, it's not like referencing a texture map, it's just using this color, and so the UVs actually don't matter. So what I do for sort of housekeeping is I just place them like off the grid entirely, but that's like more for my own convenience. You see, I've done it here, I've placed, and I've gone in here and I've pressed A to select it all, because previously these weren't selected. It's showing these ones are on the white because they are using this material, skin color, which the base color here, it does reference this shared global texture map, this picture. But these ones in the model data, these ones here are, yeah, assigned to this material, which doesn't have a texture map. So UVs are not, they're just not considered for this. They're like, oh, okay, you know what I mean, it's a non-traversy, it's a non-issue, it doesn't matter. So I put them up there because then I know if I come in here and start messing about, I'm like, oh, I've accidentally selected the things that don't matter to the equation, and so they're just sort of off. I've put them off the way, but that might cause you, I mean, you might see issues in Unity. I haven't ever, but if you do, just make me aware and I'll fix it. Also, I mean, this guy's pretty good, other than this needs to be fixed. The transparency here, which I'm going to do, and this needs to be repainted, which I'll just paint over it in Blender here, because it's like pretty easy. I'll just go up here and do a bunch of this. So Shift X is to sample the thing on the brush, and I'll literally just sit there and do that for 10 minutes because it's pretty easy and I don't find it, I mean, yeah, you start at max strength or whatever and you just keep sampling from the nearby area, and then there's other, if you hold shift and space, there's other brushes to sort of, you know, if you really want to take your time. But nobody's staring at this bloke's neck, are they? Nobody, so long as you don't see this, like, nobody cares until it looks wrong, and then it's a problem because it stands out. So long as it's generally something like the colour sampling here that's sending it like off, so I'll just go in and paint that onto here. Anyway, I don't want to get distracted with this sort of stuff that I'll cover not on a video because this would be boring. Yeah, this hair uses the different, let's look it up, F1 hair color 2. F1 hair color 2, right, yeah. So this uses the shade map for the eyebrows, eyelashes, and this, I mean, these are like, again, really minor things, but I'd take off a lot of this here because you don't need this. These are invisible polygons that never, I can't speak, invisible triangles that are never going to get rendered, so they're completely pointless. you know, you only need the ones, you don't even need that really. So I would go around and grab like a bunch of these and then double tap G and edge slide them until, you know, because I just want to get past the hair area here. We want to include that on sort of one side. We're going to keep these, but you want to save as much or cut, like get rid of as much stuff that you don't need as possible, obviously. So we'll just bam, you can go into, you don't have to do it in edge mode, you can do it in vertex mode. We don't want to slide that all the way out there, and then that's all done. And then this, all this stuff, yeah, and there's one buried in there, one annoying one which, I'll move this out further. I'm sliding it so that we keep this texture stuff here assigned to some triangle and it doesn't get sort of stretched, because if I just grab these, you see how it distorts where everything is placed. We don't want that. I'm going to get rid of all this extra polygons that aren't needed and keep the relative scale and form, and then that can all be got rid of. Oh look, and there's another tiny, this is a / that was a hit there to go into the isolation mode. So it says local here, and that is just this object, and grab all these and delete. See, and like these ones here can go. Not really necessary, but every little helps, I guess. And double tapping G to edge slide. Then again, I'm wondering, I could probably just get rid of these. No, because you want ideally, well, this is just like minor modeling thing, but like when you're using like a low poly model like this, you want, I mean, this is pretty high detailed, but then it looks good. Don't get me wrong at all, it looks good, but you want an edge here to bring away from the skull so that the hair has volume, so that when you're viewing it front on, it has volume. Because seeing it from the side is obviously not a problem, because that's the side it's displayed on, but yeah, from the front you want it to have volume, so you need like a cut down the middle, and this is sort of all unevenly spaced and stuff, which is a bit awkward. If we move them there, there you go. It's not terrible, but it's not a great job at sort of dividing it up. Or some of it seems like really weirdly placed. If you're going for, I mean, they're clearly not, it's not like done for optimization, it's done for keeping the form, which yeah, I'm ready. Anyway, there you go. That's just a tiny bit reduced. Every little helps, I guess. And then, like, this was the whole purpose of this, was because when you do view it front on, you can see like there's this seam there where the head, where the hair is sitting above the skull, and you don't, like, there's no reason for that. You don't need that. You don't want that. You don't want to get this close to this character, really, because, but you should be able to. Why not? So just bury this. Just bury this under the skull, and then it looks fine. Okay, not because you need it where the actual hair has started to be painted to be buried under the skull, and then there you go, bam. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, that's fine, that's good. Now you can even sort of see like the transparency of the texture is kind of working. And the reason why you're getting, oh no, this is because I've moved the UVs. to grab these. How odd. So I need to do a bit of investigating. Why do the eyelashes look so odd though? Let's go. I thought I'd fixed this a minute ago, but apparently not. I'm using L. Oh, don't want to select the hair, I just want to select these eyelashes here. So use the /, go into the isolation mode, and L until I've got all of these. Right, and this is, I'll be honest, slightly confusing because it's like the UVs are up here, but then when we're looking at this, that is not what we're seeing. We are seeing hair. Right? That's like the middle of here, is what that looks like to me. Does it have multiple UV maps? There you go. So, I mean, and that's why that's happening. So we're just going to dump all of these. And then the one that's switched on, and it's rendering, we'll call. Well, I mean, actually, maybe I should have looked at these ones first. Right, yeah, so this is the one that I've been faffing about with. And these other ones, they're got to go. Because we don't want that. We just want the one UV map. Is set to alpha blend? This is the other thing here. You go on the material tab down to viewport display, you have to open up this settings rollout, and then alpha blend's weird, right? Because I hate this I think it's called a holdout texture, or this kind of clipping where you can't see layered transparency, which I don't know why that is, but that has never worked for me on alpha blend mode. So perhaps it's some setting in the settings that I'm unaware of. That it's good though, like it's really fast for glass or something, but then yeah, it doesn't show up the back of the glass great, so it's kind of a bit pants. But clip is like, yeah, it'll hit whatever you set the limit to. So this is 50% opacity. And then everything below that is invisible, and everything above that is visible. And then hashed is like, it looks at each polygon, and it takes an average of its opacity and the polygons around it. And so that way it's much slower and more performance heavy to render in this viewport, but it has a sort of softer result, I guess, and you still get like layered transparency and stuff like we're seeing here. We can see these little eyelashes, and we can see the hair behind it, which is ideal, but they're basically invisible. And like for this, I mean, you know, the bacon and stuff if you want. I'm kind of just at the point now where I'd be like, yep, I know what eyelashes look like. So you just draw them on in texture paint mode. What is this? I mean, I was going to say, you don't want to do it this hard strength of the brush, but you do, because they're eyelashes, they're solid things. So you just have to be quite deliberate when you're painting the lines. I mean, I don't mean it requires a lot of thought, but I have a tendency especially when I'm like painting and stuff, and I'm uncertain, to overthink it or to dither about or be uncertain, and that is represented in the thing that you're painted. Painted that you're painting. Look, see, look, and you can see it because, like, as I'm doing it and I'm trying to think and talk, I've just cocked that up completely, and I've done like a really jagged, wiggly eyelash, and that's just not. It just looks unnatural. You just have to, yeah. Something that can help though is Shift S, and then it puts on this thing here, and it won't let you dither. It will only do it if you do a really strong drag like that. But it's not great. It is great if you turn down in the settings Shift S, stabilize stroke, and then you turn this down to something low, like 15. See, and that's really helpful, because now I can even pause and stop to talk like complete crap like I usually do, and then you can see like it's not made me draw a jagged line or anything like insane. Anyway, yeah, they're not the greatest eyelashes, but I mean, you don't want to watch me paint this, right? So I'll stop this video now, and I might just bake it. To be honest, what I'll probably do is I'll open up the other texture file that has the high def eyelashes, and just like you saw me do with the eyeball, I'll in Krita I will copy from the high res eyelashes into this one. Excuse me. And that's what I'm going to do. But I'll stop now unless something actually relevant comes up that I think like, this might be useful anyway. Cheers.